Welcome to Who is Barnum to You, a show produced by the Barnum Museum. I'm Will Saris. I'm a YouTube host and a voice actor, and I'm here with Nina Lesiga. Nina, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Great to be here. I'm a performing artist and a teaching artist, and I focus on creating exceptional experiences for learning, entertainment, and self-discovery. And I particularly focus on storytelling and musical performance.
That is really neat. So tell me your connection now to Barnum within kind of that framework.
Well, I was drawn to Barnum because that's what he's all about, creating experiences for himself and everyone around them. And he's also fearless. He was his authentic self, and he didn't worry a whole lot what other people thought. And I think that's where I find the deep connection to Barnum, because that's what I've been working on myself, as to go after my dreams, go ahead and do it, not to worry about the background noise, go after your dreams.
That's really neat. Now, how long have you been a performing artist like that? Because if I recall, that's not been your entire life. Is that correct?
Well, actually, for 30 years, I was a chemist in the consumer products industry. I retired, but I've been an artist since very young. I actually owned a dancing school and music school in Brooklyn, New York, where I come from. But when I retired, I decided to put the chemistry just in the kitchen and now bring art from the back seat to the front. And I'm just loving it.
That's awesome. And so how did Barnum work into some of your life story? Because if I recall correctly, you had an earlier encounter with him, and then it's been more recent that you've done some more work with the museum.
Yes, when I moved to Connecticut, I went to my local library, and I was just in the nonfiction section looking for interesting things, and I came across a Barnum biography, and I read it, and it was full of pictures and interesting stories, and that got me really excited. Like most people, I thought mostly circus when I thought of Barnum. Then I came to visit the museum, and it was a wonderful experience. But really what was the game changer is that I attended a Barnum event, and there I met the Barnum team and a gentleman named Bill Derry, and within a minute, we were talking about storytelling and bringing a storytelling event locally.
And now tell me, what was that event?
Okay, the name of the event, it sounds a little bit unusual. It's called Pachakacha Night. But if you read it, it looks like Pecha Kucha, and it's visual storytelling. And Bill and I met, and within a few seconds, I said to him, "Hi, I'm Nina Lesiga. I'm a traveler." And I just spent 6 hours traveling to go tell a 6-minute and 40-second story. And Bill goes, "A Pachakacha?" And from there, it's like history. We started our first one at the Westport Library, and then John Swing actually was there, and he said, "You know what, this is something Barnum would do. Let's bring it to the Barnum Museum." And we've been doing it for years.
That's neat. Now, you mentioned travel. If I recall also, there's a connection to travel in your kind of post-chemist life, and then that also ties into Barnum, right?
That's correct. Actually, as a chemist, I had a global position, so I traveled around the world for work, and I also just loved traveling anywhere. I spent a lot of time. But what I learned through Barnum's biography is that he was really a traveler, and in those times, it took great efforts to get to different places. And so I saw him going off the beaten trail. Like he, went to Europe, he went to Asia, he went to Cuba. The only way you can go to these places were by boat. And it just intrigued me on thinking about in those times how difficult and how exciting it was.
Is there a favorite story about something that happened to him that was different?
Things don't always go as planned. And he actually fell asleep on a train, and the train, his compartment got disconnected. He was by himself in this car. Then he woke up and he found himself locked up in a train yard.
I bet he had a good time getting out of that one. It's not like he could just make a phone call and call someone.
No, it's like, the communication method was letter writing, and that took forever.
It's so interesting. So encapsulating all of that, who is P.T. Barnum to you personally?
P.T. Barnum is a visionary, and he's many people. And what I admire most about him is that he was authentic, and that he had his fingers in so many different areas, whether it was entertainment or it was public service or humanitarianism. And we all know he's the greatest marketeer. And so my connection to him is like, I would love to be just a little bit of all of that.
Thank you very much for coming, Nina. It has been a wonderful opportunity to talk to you. It's been really neat to hear about Barnum and about your life. And we'll be definitely sure to come and hear you at the next Pachaka Chat.
Thank you so much.
Barnum to You is brought to you by the Barnum Museum and is produced by Rui Pino, Will Saris, and Tom Victor. Please go to barnum-museum.org to learn more about the Barnum Museum, and also please click the donate button. It really helps the museum out. Thanks.